Welcome back to another deep dive into the world of business, finance, and today, we are tackling one of the biggest hurdles that new entrepreneurs face, which is how to get approved for business credit cards when you have absolutely no credit history in 2026. Many people think that they need to have years of revenue or a massive personal credit score to get started, but the truth is that the financial landscape has shifted toward data-driven approvals and alternative lending models that prioritize your potential and your actual cash flow over a traditional credit report. If you are sitting there with a brand new look and a $0 balance in your business account, do not worry, because by the end of this 10-minute guide you will have a clear roadmap of exactly which cards to apply for and how to structure your business so that you are virtually guaranteed an approval. First, we need to address the mindset shift that has happened in 2026, where banks are no longer just looking at your FICO score, but are instead looking at your digital footprint and your banking behavior. The very first thing you must do before you even think about hitting an apply button is to ensure your business foundation is rock solid, because even an easy approval card will deny you if they think your business is a fraud risk or just a hobby. You need to have your legal entity set up as an or a corporation, and you must have your federal employer identification number ready to go. One of the biggest mistakes people make is using their personal Gmail address or home phone number on an application, because in 2026, underwriting algorithms are trained to flag these as high-risk indicators. You want to have a professional domain with a matching email address and a dedicated business line, which you can get cheaply through many voice-over services. Once your foundation is set, the absolute easiest way to get a business credit card with no credit history is through the world of fintech or financial technology companies. These companies like Bricks and Ramp and Airwallex have revolutionized the industry by offering what we call corporate cards that do not require a personal guarantee. The way these work is simple but brilliant, because instead of looking at your credit score, they ask you to link your business bank account through secure portal like Plaid. They look at how much money you have coming in and how much you keep in your balance, and they grant you a limit based on that cash flow. For a brand new business, this is a game changer, because as long as you have some initial capital or consistent sales, you can get a high limit card on day one without anyone ever checking your personal credit report. However, if you do not have a lot of cash in the bank yet, you should look toward the next category, which is secured business credit cards. Many people scoff at secured cards because they require a deposit, but in 2026 they are the most reliable bridge to unsecured high-limit lines of credit. Banks like Wells Fargo and Bank of America, and even Capital One, offer secured business cards where you provide a deposit of $500 or $1,000, and that becomes your limit. The reason this is so powerful for someone with no credit history is that these banks report your on-time payments to the major business credit bureaus like Dun & Bradstreet and Experian Business. After 6 to 12 months of responsible use, these banks will often graduate you to an unsecured card and refund your deposit, while simultaneously giving you a massive limit increase because you have proven you are a low-risk borrower. Now let us talk about a secret weapon for 2026, which is the retail and vendor credit strategy, often referred to as Net 30 accounts. While these are not traditional credit cards, they are the easiest form of credit to get with zero history, and they are the fastest way to build a profile that will get you approved for the big cards later. Companies like Hewlett and Granger and Quill will allow you to buy office supplies or shipping materials and pay for them 30 days later. They do not check your credit, and they almost always approve new businesses. By using these vendors and paying them early, you are essentially forcing a credit history into existence, which makes you look much more attractive to companies like Chase or American Express in the future. Speaking of American Express, they have become much more friendly to new businesses in recent years and often have an easy approval path if you already have a personal relationship with them. In 2026, if you have a personal Amex card and you have paid it on time, they will often approve you for a business card like the Blue Business Plus or the Amex Business Gold without even doing a hard pull on your credit report. This is known as a soft pull approval, and it is the holy grail for entrepreneurs who want to protect their credit score while expanding their business credit lines. Another massive trend we are seeing this year is the rise of industry-specific cards. Designed for creators and e-commerce sellers and freelancers. If you run a Shopify store or a YouTube channel, there are cards like Carrot or settlement cards that look at your subscriber count or your store sales instead of your credit score. These lenders understand that the modern economy is different, and they are willing to take a chance on a new business if the data shows that the business is growing. It is also vital to understand the role of your business checking account in the approval process, because in 2026 your bank is your best friend. If you open a business checking account with a bank like Chase or Navy Federal and you leave a few $1,000s in there for 90 days, you are much more likely to get an easy approval for their credit cards because they have internal data on your spending habits. Many times you will even see a pre-approved offer pop up in your online banking portal, which is basically an invitation to take their money with very little resistance. We also need to talk about the personal guarantee, because for many of the easiest cards you will still be asked to sign one even if they do not do a hard credit check. A personal guarantee just means that you are promising to pay the bill if the business cannot, and while some people try to avoid this at all costs, it is actually the fastest way to get high limits as a startup. If you have a decent personal score, even in the 600 range, you can leverage that to get $20,000 or $50,000 in business credit instantly, which can be used to scale your business much faster than if you waited years to build a purely corporate profile. As we move through 2026, it is also important to stay away from the common traps like applying for too many cards at once or going after high-risk banks that are known for predatory interest rates. You want to stick with the reputable names and the innovative fintechs that have transparent terms. Another tip for easy approvals is to look at credit unions instead of just the big national banks. Local credit unions often have more flexible underwriting, and they actually want to help small businesses in their community grow, so they might be willing to look at your business plan or your projections rather than just a computer-generated score. As you begin this journey, remember that the goal is not just to get one card, but to build a portfolio of credit that grows with you. Start with one or two easy cards like a Net30 vendor and a cash flow-based fintech card, and use them for everything. Pay them off multiple times a month if you have to, because this shows the algorithms that you are a high-volume user, and they will naturally want to increase your limits to keep your business. By the time you reach the 6-month mark, your business will no longer have no credit history, and you will find that the doors to the most exclusive cards with the best rewards and travel perks will start to swing open. It takes patience and a bit of strategy, but getting a business credit card in 2026 is easier than it has ever been if you know which levers to pull and which banks are looking for new partners. Keep your documents organized and keep your business bank account healthy, and stay consistent with your applications, and you will have the capital you need to take your business to the next level. Thank you for listening to this deep dive, and remember that the best time to start building your business credit was yesterday, but the second best time is right now, so go out there and start building your legacy. Would you like me to write a specific script for the part of the video where you explain how to set up the look and I to ensure the highest approval rates?